Hello, ma'am. Welcome to Cafe Historica. Is there anything I could get for you today?
May I please have a coffee and a muffin?
Of course, of course. Here you are.
Thank
Is there
you.
anything else I can get for you today?
I don't suppose you have any special info on Gobekli Tepe, do you?
Huh. Funny you say that. As a matter of fact, we do. Today's special is, in fact, information on Gobekli Tepe, the ancient historical monolithic site.
Awesome. Wonderful. Would you mind sitting down and,
Yes,
because I have a lot of questions. I'm pretty picky. Could you tell me what the significance of Gobekli Tepe is?
Well, Gobekli Tepe is the oldest megalithic site in the world. Megalithic meaning stone construction. It actually was found to have been constructed over 10,000 years ago in Turkey, in eastern Turkey.
Huh. What does it what's it made out of?
Oh, the site itself consists of over 200 carved stone pillars, arranged in 20 circles, a little over 20 circles, which the pillars themselves are carved reliefs, many different types of animals, different types of patterns, pictograms, all sorts of stuff carved into the stone. Incredible work. And remember, 10,000 years ago, we weren't supposed to have tools to do things like this, so it's incredibly mysterious as a site.
Interesting. Yeah, mysterious. So, is it like Stonehenge then?
It's Stonehenge is also a megalithic site, but Gobekli Tepe, believe it or not, is 50 times larger. It is incredibly vast and intricate for the time.
So where does it fit then? It's older than Stonehenge, right? Where does it fit in the time frame of human civilization?
Yeah, it's actually over 6,000 years older than Stonehenge. Putting it in the Upper Paleolithic, which is pre-agriculture. It was constructed, supposedly, mainstream thought is that it was created by hunter-gatherers, although the mystery is, with hunter-gatherer societies, they don't have time for specialization, which you need with masonry, stone building. Gobekli Tepe is actually aligned astronomically to the stars, so you need astronomers and people that devote themselves to this, which you don't have when you spend your time hunting and gathering. So, once again, the mystery deepens every time, the more you look at it.
So, I mean, we have evidence that it was obviously made around the birth time of agriculture. Where does it fit in with other mythical structures like Atlantis or?
Yeah, you're right. The Atlantis myth is said to have taken place in 10,000 BC. There was the fall of Atlantis, according to Plato, who got his story from the Egyptians, who also have a connection to Gobekli Tepe in the form of the Sphinx, which people believe was made around the time of the pyramids, but actually there's been evidence that there's of 6,000 years or more of rain erosion on the Sphinx, putting it back around the same time as Gobekli Tepe. Yes,
Are there any other architectural similarities between Gobekli Tepe and like other ancient megalithic structures?
Yes, the similarities go all around the world. Actually, if you want to look on your menu, in the front and back, there are some pictures of weird similarities. Like these statues right here is Easter Island and Peru, and here is Gobekli Tepe. Now these are supposedly made thousands and thousands of years apart in all over the world, but these similarities, this is just one example if you want to flip it around. Here's another, these stone, mind you, these stones are all weigh tons and tons, some of them up to 50 tons at Gobekli Tepe in itself. And they're not just stacked on each other. There's precision here. There's thought and deep and understanding and knowledge that went into creating these structures.
And that definitely says something about the time frame then.
Yes.
I mean,
yes.
it sounds like Gobekli Tepe is pretty important to human history.
It is a very important site, and it's turning our understanding of our past on its head, because if this site exists 10,000 years ago, with all the what needed to go into it, we might need to look at we might need to look at all of our dating techniques around the world to see. It could be because we cannot date stone. We can only date organic material. And the reason we know Gobekli Tepe is so old is because when it was intentionally buried, it became as a time capsule. No organic material could get into it.
So perhaps the people who built it might have known. Maybe
Yeah,
they were an
there could
advanced
be.
society.
It would be an intentionality. In fact, if you want to read more, this book right here, Graham Hancock's Magician of the Gods, he details a vast amount of evidence compiled by scientists all over the world looking into this subject and looking into the idea of a progenitor civilization that came pre our own history and fell with the impacts 12,000 and 10,000 years ago. Not 15, 20 years ago, this idea was considered to be ridiculous. It was laughed at. But the more evidence comes in, the more it seems to be vindicating that the people who had this theory. And we'll see as more comes in, but it's looking like there seems to be some sort of mysterious civilization that came before the dawn of our own history.
Wow. Well, that's amazing. Thank you very much. That's more information than I ever would have expected to get at a cafe.
well, that's what we pride ourselves here at Cafe Historica on having the best information and the best coffee and muffins around.
You're going to get a good tip, sir.
Thank you, man.
And feet.